Do you think it's really difficult to be a top-tier sniper, especially in Airsoft, when it comes to gas blow?
Hey, what are you doing?
What do you mean what I'm doing? I'm reviewing the G28.
It's my day. Haven't you checked the schedule?
Don't you mean schedule?
Don't play cute with me.
Okay, you know what? I actually wrote the schedule. Thank you very much.
Really?
Yeah, exactly.
No, you know what? We're just gonna have to see which is the better gun.
Well, sorry, yeah. I mean, that's fair. Yours is a VFC, mine's a VFC. Yours is a DMR, mine's a DMR, I guess. We can compete.
Yes.
But you're gonna describe yours first. I'll be right back.
Age before beauty, I mean. The Mark 12 SPR Mod 1, as you can see right here, is a rifle in current service with the United States Special Operations Forces. The Mark 12 Mod 1 has recently and most notably been featured in the movie Lone Survivor as Marcus Luttrell's primary weapon. As a proud owner of one of these guns, okay, maybe that's not entirely true. Mine has the collapsible stock, so it's not exactly this particular one. But it doesn't matter because these things are pinpoint accurate, and I'm so glad I get to do another competition video because it kind of satiates my unhealthy obsession with both VFC and competition in general. But anyways, I want to talk to you guys about what makes these guns so exquisite, and we're going to start with the externals. Starting from the front of the gun, you have its unique muzzle brake, which you can also unthread if you would like, to thread on the suppressor that comes with the gun. Pretty cool if you ask me. Moving to the rail system, this is a Knights Armament licensed quad rail system that comes with 1, 2, and 3 rail panels. Now these are there to keep your rails clean and protected when you're not using certain sections of said rail. The gun also comes with Knights Armament style flip up front and rear sights, and now we move towards the middle portion of the gun. Towards the middle portion, you're going to find all the controls in the same spots, so your fire selector, trigger, and bolt release exactly where you want them to be. This is also a Colt license gun, so the Colt license on the receiver is legit. Moving from there, check out this charging handle. The charging handle over here has this enlarged latch for you to easily hook your finger across to charge, then release your charging handle. I have always enjoyed fixed buttstocks for precision shooting, and for this gun it's no different. While mine is, yes indeed, the collapsible version, I only have it because I couldn't find this exact one. So this is, yes, the M16 style stock, and it comes with extra storage right here. In a couple videos ago, I believe it was Gambit who said, what's on the inside that really counts? So today, we're gonna show you what's special about this particular version and its internals. First, gonna show you how to disassemble the gun, because after all, it is a gas blowback rifle. First things first, I'm gonna eject the magazine. Then same thing, front and rear pins. Push in this rear pin. Now that we have the gun disassembled, I do want to highlight two things about the internals of this gun. First thing, you are gonna get a steel hammer. Much stronger, much better. Second, the bolt carrier group. Well, more specifically the nozzle, because like the forging series, this nozzle is adjustable for gas power output right here up front. So whilst we're comparing apples and oranges, that was my overview of the Mark 12. Now I'm going to hand the stage over to my friend Tim to talk about his gun, the G28, also known as the 50 Shades of Brown.
Thank you, Mark. The VFC G28 GBBR, fully licensed by Umarex, is a full metal replica with all the markings, with all the accessories to successfully replicate the real steel version in its gas-powered form. It stretches to just under 1 meter long, weighing in at 5 kilos, so carrying it won't be so easy for someone who's not used to carrying heavy weights for long periods of time. The last time I handled the G28 was at IWA 2015. It's been 2.5 years and the wait is finally over. I've also seen the real steel version in person. It looks and feels exactly the same. The one thing I don't really like seeing is the tri-color, though I understand why it turned out the way it did. Different parts were coated with different methods, depending also on the material, but then with their own philosophy of brown, and then shipped and eventually assembled in Germany. In the end, from a casual observer's point of view, it looks like H&K is trying to have fun with their own interpretation of camouflage brown. Sure, the plastic collapsible stock, the spring retained adjustable cheek rest, pistol grip, full grip, rail panel and dust cover are sort of a coyote brown. The lower receiver is a darker shade of bronze, whereas the handguard, stock tube, sling mount, scope ring, and the rail on top of a scope ring, and the T1 sight mounted are all greener, glossier shades, with some more brown here and there. But the upper receiver, I've seen dry horse poo of the same color, and that's coming from a healthy racehorse. This is a menagerie of multi-brown, not the fault of the Airsoft version, not at all. Remember what I said about opinions? This G28 is a very realistic build, but that's what you get when it comes to GBBRs, so I much prefer this than the AEG version. One feature I like the most is that the Selector is a true ambi selector, no silly false selector like the AEG. This one will actually move once you pull the charging handle back, release the bolt, and then you can move it over to safety. You can switch it all the way over to the other side, but it'll only ever shoot in semi, much like the real steel version. This G28 will also come with a bipod attachment, which is a great addition. Slots for your own scopes with 30mm adapters or a red dot, which you'll most likely be using. Maybe not the red dot, but the scope, yes. We've been talking about looks for a while, but the looks of a gun is very important, and so are trades. If the AEG is fully licensed with H&K trades all over a gun, then this means that this version will have the exact same trades in the exact same positions. If it weren't for the bolt and the magazine, it would be hard to tell the difference between the two. Speaking of which, the G28 comes with a 20-round magazine with a large gas reservoir, so I'm expecting to push through 60 BBs before it runs out of gas. For the chrono test, we'll use 0.2 grams 6mm BBs with green gas. It clocked in at an average of 430 FPS with 1 deviation.
I'm using the same exact gas and BBs as Tim. And the gun shoots at an average of 412 or so FPS.
Now we're going to do the gas efficiency test.
What we've done is we're going to be charging each one of our magazines full of gas one time. Then we're going to shoot as many rounds through it as possible. FYI, his holds 20 rounds, mine holds 30 rounds. Ready to do this?
Yep.
Let's go.
Reload.
Me too.
Back in. Another reloading section.
I think I only have a little bit left.
Third magazine, I need one more.
I am out at 2.5 mags.
I can hear it emptying. Fourth mag, I still got a little bit to go. Fifth mag, let's keep on going. Sixth mag, the magazine's getting really cold. Alright, there's not enough gas left to push the bolt all the way back, but it could still keep on going. Nope. It's basically out. 6 magazines. 120 rounds. Not bad.
So what we learned today is even though the Mark 12 came in only at 2.5 full magazines on a full charge, it's still rather efficient for its smaller gas reservoir due to its smaller magazine size being 5.56. The highlight of this gas efficiency test though belongs to none other than
the 7.62 round G28 magazine, which managed to hold 120 BBs. That's 6 magazines full, which is amazing. Just to let you know, I reloaded right after I was done. Nobody else is going to be doing that on the field. They're not going to go through 20 rounds, reload immediately, another 20 rounds, another reload for 6 magazines.
Yeah.
They're going to have other spares. So that means if you do this right, you could potentially go up to 150 to 160, maybe 170 BBs through one gas pump. That is amazing.
That is amazing. That's really great gas efficiency coming out of a gun that also has a really heavy bolt. Enough talking and enough shooting. Indoors, we're about to go to Armed Forces. We're gonna shoot the things.
So hot outside.
I know.
That way? Yeah, that way.
Here we are at lovely Armed Forces, and we're about to pit the 2 DMRs against each other, mano a mano style in the old school battle royale competition, which usually tickles my fancy 7 out of 10 times, all the time.
That is correct. We'll be inside this van 30 meters away from a Quake target, taking 5 shots. We'll then be running out of this van into a second van, taking 5 more shots at the Quake target. And that van is only 20 meters away. So 5 shots here, 5 shots there, and it's going to be so much fun.
Yes, 0.3 gram BBs against 0.3 gram BBs.
Yes, the 7.62 versus 5.56 doesn't really matter at this point.
Nope, because they're both 6mm.
That's right. Let's make our way.
Let's go.
Can you bring the microphone?
Yeah, sure.
All right, this is the hard part. Oh, shit. There's a hole in the ground. Red dot. All right. It was difficult getting out of that car. There was a hole in the ground. I nearly slipped my foot right through. All right.
Time to move. This is the easy part. Door open. Oh, I wish I had a red dot right about now. Red dot definitely would be better. Let's take a look at those results.
Yes.
Yes.
First one here to the left.
I got that left.
That's about 3 inches apart.
Yep, give or
Wait,
take.
you got the left?
I got the left.
Okay,
Yes.
that means I got the right.
You did
and
get the right.
that is also... Wait, hold on.
That looks pretty spot on, to be honest.
They look exactly the same.
I wouldn't expect anything less from 2 DMRs from VFC. to be
That
honest.
is... How do we even conclude this? They're both pretty accurate in comparison to each other.
They are.
Though, I did have a little bit of difficulty getting out of that car.
You did, because that thing weighs a ton, doesn't it?
It's actually 5 kilos, and once I had to pick it up, it was further out. That's when it's really heavy.
Oh, yeah.
If I had it closer to my body and started running to that second car, it was so much easier to handle. I just rested the bipods on top of the back seat, and then taking those shots with those red dots instead of the scope, that made it so much easier.
For sure. I mean, I only had a powered optic. At the end, I didn't have a red dot, so it was a little harder for me to drive those shots out of the car, but my gun was lighter, so getting in and out wasn't too hard, even though it was slightly longer. What did we learn here?
that it's very, very hot and that we should make our way back to the office.
I agree with that. Let's go.
You guys want to check out other cool videos? Tim has actually played with this gun way back in 2015 before.
And Mark has reviewed the AEG version, so if you'd like to check out both these reviews, you can click on the card on the top right-hand corner of the screen.
Take your time. I know what you guys are thinking. Hey, y'all forgot to talk about the hop-up. But we didn't forget to talk about the hop-up. All we did was we pawned it off on our good friend Gambit.
Yes, and Gambit was very happy to make a video on how one would adjust the hop on both these guns. And to find that video, you can also click on the card on the top right-hand corner of the screen.
Right there.
Over there.
In conclusion, we realized that both of these DMRs are very apt guns right out of the box.
They are pretty much the same across the board. They are rather consistent in terms of FPS, accuracy-wise, they're pretty much the same.
Yeah.
They are great performers. It's really just down to preference. Preference?
Price.
Why price?
Okay, you get a really cool package, your multi-brown camo here, but your gun is also double the price of the Mark 12 for still a really consistent GBBR.
That is true. They're basically exactly the same. But what you just don't get from that DMR is that it's just not a G28.
You know, I'm gonna have to hand it to you. You also get this really cool snazzy scope mount and one really kick-ass gas reservoir and efficient system.
That is true. The only two things that don't come with this gun so far, which it should because of that price, is the scope and the T1. But that's all you could do. I think that price is just all down to licensing in the end.
I guess you do have a good point. What do you guys think? Would you go with the GBBR G28 or the Mark 12? Let us know in the comment section below.
So for these two cool products and many more, go to our online store at www.redwolfairsoft.com and we'll be seeing you on another episode of RedWolf TV.
My name is Mark, aka Blue Steel.
And I'm Pornstash.